Good morning, vintage outboard motor fans. This is T-Mike doing my 9 o'clock live stream with my coffee. Today is Monday, June the 10th, 2024. And we're doing a live stream this morning. This morning we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to talk about Jose's rebuild that I worked on Friday. And then we're going to talk about my next mail-in service repair job on a package that just came in. It's always a surprise when you open up the package. That's good. All right, so Friday we worked on 9.5 mag rebuild and a 9.5 carb rebuild for Jose. All right, if you attended the live stream on Friday, didn't go too good. Rebuilt the mag plate. Okay, all new coils, points, condensers, spark wire, everything brand new, and put it on my test motor outside and had no spark on the bottom cylinder. Live stream, yeah, no spark. So took her inside my shop and I thought it would be the connection, the spark connection, because I had 8,000 ohms at the end of the spark wire, which told me that the coil was there. Good morning, Turner Tech. So Friday, we did the rebuild for Jose on his mag and carburetor, and it didn't go too good. Had no spark on the bottom. So I worked on it over the weekend, brought it in, and measured the coil. It measured good, but I went ahead and changed it anyway. Here's the other carb. That's the carb I took off. So I changed the carb and of course put it back on with a new connection to the spark wire, and sure enough took it outside, spark on the bottom cylinder, ran great. So I'm pretty sure it was the connection. These coils have a threaded tip on it, so when you put the spark wire in and you screw it clockwise, right, sometimes it'll veer off. And Larry from Tennessee, it'll veer off and not get a real solid connection on the center wire. So it measures good, but it's not enough connection to carry the current through for spark. So I've had that happen a dozen times to me where I just redo the connection and it was good. But while I had it off, I went ahead and put a new coil on it, redid the connection, brought it outside, good spark, took off like crazy. So I marked this one right here as a B for bad, but I'm going to check it on my next rebuild job. I don't think it's actually bad. Measures good. Everybody got their coffee this morning? My cousin brings me bourbon. I love my bourbon. So, I was Saturday morning. I fixed my magneto. I was all excited. I cleaned Jose's carb and I took it outside and I put it on there. Would not run. Now I know the mag rebuild is good, right? Take this out. Would not run. I spray some pop, my best friend pop, fuel down the throat of it, and dies. Would not run. I took it inside and I took it apart, and there's two plugs here that you pop out to get to the passageways inside. I popped those out. I had done it. I had cleaned it by popping them out. I popped those out. I cleaned. I ran welding tips through everything. I did as good a job. The pathway is from inside up through here, and it goes in to the throat of the carb right here. I did everything I could do over and over again to clean this carb. Took it back outside. Will not run. will not run. I put my test carb on it, runs great, so I know it's the carb, right? So here's the thing. I've come across this before too. This is the newer version carb. Here's my old carb. The old carb's got a long threaded idle speed control lever on it that sticks through the thing. The newer carbs have a wire connection to a knob in the center, and the center here is threaded. It's got threads on it for this holding nut. This other one doesn't. It's got a hose, and the threads are deep inside, not on the outer rim. So my point is, this carb is bad. I don't know what's wrong with it. Some passageway is blocked, and I can't get it unblocked. I have about 6 carbs like this that I could replace the top cover with, but it wouldn't match Jose's motor when it gets back. It's got to be one that's got this thread in it, right? So, I mean, Jose sent me $300, 150 for this, 150 for this. I hated to do it, but I texted Jose and asked. I could find this on eBay for around $100, the top part. So I texted Jose and said, I've tried everything. I can't get this top carb. It's probably only the second or third time in 200 motors that I found it, but he agreed to go for another $100 to get a replacement part for the top. So he's going to send me a check, and I've ordered this top part. So I'm still waiting on that to finish Jose's mag and carb. I do so much of this, I hardly ever have trouble. But you make a live stream, and kekafat, man, kekafat, what a thing in Cajun. It happens on the live stream. That's life. That's the reality. It's like a reality show. Let's have some coffee. Okay, so Jose's put off. Mike, what's the lowest compression on a power head that you could deem acceptable for a motor rebuild? So it kind of depends. The bigger motors have more pressure. I have a gauge of 60 to 90 pounds. I mean, I've made some run with 50 pounds, but the important thing is that the compression is balanced. Like I have a customer or a subscriber, they call me, he has 30-30. Well, I said, go for it, it's balanced. And your compression gauges are different. I got one gauge that's 20 pounds off from another gauge. So compression gauges are different. But my saying is 60 to 90 pounds on your motor and balanced within 10%. That's the answer to that. All right, so Jose's put on hold. You have 32 and 65. That's not good. That one that's got 30. I mean, I've had that before, and they run, but they don't run good. You can just picture it. Those cylinders are compressing, and when they fire, the amount of compression causes the piston to move. So you got one moving at this distance and one moving this. So it's probably going to run, but you're not going to have a lot of power, and it's going to be hard to start. And I don't do a ring job. You probably got rings. Great advice. Thanks so much. Yeah, you probably got bad rings, but I've been through that on powerhead work. And by the time you buy the rings, hone the cylinders out, take it apart, you're going to probably break some bolts because they're stuck in the head. And then now you got to helical the bolts. I mean, you got to put more money into that powerhead than if you just find you a good used one. And I've got several used ones upstairs. If you need one, just let me know. 100, 150 bucks. You can find them on eBay used with good compression. Slap it on there and you're good to go. I just don't do powerhead work. There's so many of them out there that you can grab that have low hours on them and good compression. I would go with that. That's my advice on powerheads. Let's have some coffee. My cousin gives me bourbon. Okay, we're done with Jose. Waiting on the carb top part. Get it going and put it outside. I got it right here with a note. It says Jose order carb. All right, moving on. Got another mail-in repair box that came in. It's Christmas. It's from Michael in Florida. I get so many of these I have trouble keeping track. Let's see what Michael sent me. That's why I like texting. Texting is good because I can go back and go follow my text string and find Michael from Florida. That's how I save you on my phone and find exactly our conversation about this. But when it comes in, I have no clue. I haven't lost one yet. It's all going good. Everybody's happy with my service. Ooh, look what we got. A 9.5 carburetor. Double bag. I like that. I must have told them to double bag them. Postal Service has sniffers that sniff for fuel and stuff, and they'll reject it if you ship it to them. So here's his 9.5 carb he sent me. You see what I'm talking about? Here's the low speed. The low speed. That's not what Jose's got. Jose's got the one with the threads right here on the outside. Okay. So this is a carb job, and I got my test motor out there. I'm gonna do a carb job on this one. Slip it on, run it. Hopefully it's gonna run good. Send it back to him. Let's see what else he's got in here. Got a little Walmart bag. Hey, check for $150. That's cool. We got something else in there. I wonder what this is. Oh my God. Look what Michael sent me. No, that's cool. That's cool. Michael knows I love bourbon. He sent me a bottle of Woodford Reserve Double Oak. My favorite. I wonder how he knew. All right, so we got a carb. And we got some bourbon. My day is complete. Thank you, Michael. Hope you're watching. And you're going to get a surprise coming back at you when I send that carb back. Surprise, surprise for you. That's very cool. All right, so I'm gonna get my carb cleaner out. I'm gonna take the carb apart and I'm gonna drop her in. If everybody's ready, here we go. I wonder if I clean that carb in bourbon, how it would come out. It's gonna be a waste of bourbon. But it is alcohol. Might clean it pretty good. I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. We'll see what this carb looks like when I take it apart. Gonna have to clean the my opinion on the fuel cleaner. It's all I use. Berryman Chem Dip. That's all I use. Worked for me for years. These gaskets on here are stuck. I have to clean all that off. Have to clean all that gasket off. The pin is stuck. Can't get the pin out that holds the float. There it came out. A pick tool. The needle is stuck in the jet. Stuck in the jet. So you know that car wasn't working because the needle valve was stuck inside the jet. Couldn't come up and down. Pretty gummed up, needs cleaning. Good thing you sent it in. See if I can get the jet off. stuck gasket. Got to clean that. So here again, I'm going to take these two plugs out so the cleaner can get inside these channels. With my handy dandy little tool. Here we go. That's one. One come off. That's the other one. All right, this part is ready to drop in the chem dip. In she went. Now the base, you can see the grime that's in there. See it? This carb needed cleaning bad. I gotta get all this gasket off of here. I don't know why this gasket is stuck here so much, but I'm gonna tell you right now. In my videos, I say do not use sealer on any gaskets that involve water or fuel, okay? Gaskets around the power head where the exhaust is are good. Seal it. On the gaskets around the exhaust housing are good, but on carburetor or water pump, anything that involves fuel or water, do not put sealant. If there was sealant put on this right here, that's why it's sticking. Not good. That sealant can dissolve from the fuel and get in the fuel and contaminate it. So I think they probably put sealant on this. I got to get this completely cleaned before I drop it in the chem dip. Now I'm going to get the biggest part off, and then I'm going to show you a trick on how to clean that. All right, so I got the biggest part off, but you can see there's still some scratches from my knife, and there's some gaskets still in there. I want to show you a trick with a nice little tool I have to shine this all up. Here's a wire brush. You can get them in steel or brass. The brass is a little softer. It won't score it as bad. I'm just gonna run it across the top of it. And voila, nice and shiny, smooth. Get you some of these tips. They come in all different sizes. If it's a tough, rough surface, I'll use the aluminum or steel brushes. This is the brass brushes. They're more forgiving and they don't damage the surface as much. That's a clean job. I'll drop that in my dip. First, I'm going to put all the screws. All the screws in there. I'm not going to put the carb or the needle because we're going to be replacing it. In she goes. All right. So we got Michael's carb being cleaned. I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Tomorrow morning's live stream, we'll pull her out. Or I might take her out this afternoon and put it all together. And on tomorrow morning's live stream, we'll swap it out on my mag, on my test motor. I can't believe that twice in a row I'm gonna have a failure. I think it's gonna run tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow. Will it run? You never know what you find. Enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. The only vintage outboard live stream on the internet. Right here at T-Mike's. Got all the videos, all the parts, all the part manuals you need to work on your motors. Got a new website, tmikesvintageoutboards.com. Get on it. Got a monthly newsletter just came out. Tell you all the happenings, and tell you all the motors I've worked on, who they belong to, all the videos we've made. Got a little family community going on. I love it, love it, love it. See y'all next live stream. Remember, always remember, never forget, here at T-Mike Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time.